Hey guys, Double17 here, and welcome back to TPPI. I apologize for my voice if it's a little off. I've been feeling a little under the weather as of late. I think I'm coming down with a head cold. But anyway, I put a ton of time into the server. Let's check out and see what I've done. Bond put in a little tree farm for us over here, and I have a feeling I accidentally disconnected the power to it. Yes, I did, so we're gonna fix that. And, here's what I've been up to. As you can see, a lot of my machines have been taken down and put away into storage at the moment. I'm getting ready to actually set up my lab area and not just have it be all over the place. Most of my machines are in here and here. I've been dabbling in Mekanism quite a bit. I actually really enjoy it. It reminds me a lot of rotary craft without having to get sucked into a jet engine. But what really interested me about the mod was the 5 times ore processing. Anyway, so this is my 5 times ore processor setup. To put it very bluntly, it's not very cheap to make. It's pretty fun to do, not cheap to make. I'll go over that in a second. As you can see, I've reduced the amount of magmatics I need to nothing, because I'm switching over to hydrogen gas burner power, hopefully. And that's what this setup's for. I got 4, and I have a jetpack now too. So if you come up here, these things make 100 RF a tick during the day. I'm working on Thaumcraft right now, or trying to get to the Promised Land to move this system and the system I'm going to show you over there, so it's constantly daylight, so I don't have to worry about rain and nighttime. It sucks. So anyway, if you come down here, these things power these electrolytic separators. It takes water, turns it into hydrogen, and I'm dumping off the oxygen. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Yeah. The hydrogen then gets pumped through these pipes, which are high pressure pipes from Mekanism, over to these gas burning generators, which create EU. Right now, I ran it enough, and I think it filled that in all of like 45 seconds to a minute, give or take. It's very cost effective, and it's practically free except for the beginning resources, and you don't have to mess with it at all. It's all totally automated by its own. It's actually pretty neat. So that's going to be my power core for down here. No more lava. Finally. I've got a full ME drive, fluid drive, which is pretty much filling up with bile, which is used for the 5 times ore processing. Damn it! The 5 times ore processing. The rest are all 65K drives. I do have a quarry. I've run it 4 times now, so I'm pretty much set for my ores for the time being. I don't think I'm gonna have to mine again. I started putting the floor in. I don't know how I'm gonna do the floor yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is gonna be in my laser room at some point. Haven't put it in yet. I'm going to be working on a cursed earth spawner, and it's going to be over here, because I ran my quarry. Nope, it's going to be down here. I apologize. Right here. I'm going to bring it up maybe level 10, because that's what you start getting the void fog at, like, really bad at, like, level, 5 and 6. 7's okay, 8's bearable, but I think I'm going to put it at 9. Or I'll make the floor at 8 so that the cursed earth is at 9. And this is going to be my spawner. And, I'll have room down here to put power and whatnot, because nothing's going to spawn down here. And then I'm going to feed the power from that, from the solar panners. Panners? Yeah, sure, go to panners. Fuck not. Panels, for the time being. This is not the way to get. There we go. So anyway, just to give you guys a idea of how much lava I've used over the past week. I guess it's been a week. This used to all be lava. And this is why we all love those endothermic pumps, is because they go so far. They go so goddamn far. And they leave stone. So you don't have all that moving lava. It's not causing server lag. It's actually very, very nice to have. But it's literally cleared all this out, and it's gone over to that part already. So as you can see, I've used a lot of lava. And I usually always use lava as my starting energy source. I mean, I'll probably still use it as supplemental. I'll probably have Julian or Peter or somebody come over and set up a system to where if I'm not using it, it'll turn it off. Because, I mean, I'm good with redstone, but I'm not good with computer craft. So, we'll see what happens. Now to give you guys a little talk through of my 5 times ore processing with Mechanism. First thing you have to do is make a distillation tower, and or a saturation tower, some tower, 2 towers, Lord of the Rings, I don't know, something like that. Sorry. Also, I apologize if my voice keeps dropping out. I shouldn't be doing this right now, but gotta record. Well, anyway, Ox and Julian were nice enough to put in a hub for us. So this is our server hub, where everyone has linking books. This is where we were mining out, deep dark, double ores, good stuff. I'll show you Ox's base in a minute. I mean, it's cool, but he hasn't really built anything extravagant yet, so, Julian's is coming along. Peter probably has the nicest base out of all of us so far, but, I need to go back to mine. And we're going to go to my distill tower. So, this is the distilling tower, how you make brine. It is 18 blocks tall, 5 by 5 with a 4 in the center, or 4 by 4 with a 4 in the center. Solid base, all the way up to the top. Up here at the top, as you can see, it's full of water. Right now, because it's starting to become daylight out, it's starting to heat back up again. I got a ×2 multiplier, because if you place it in the desert, you get 50%. It's 50% more efficient. But it only runs during the day. So the way to really make this thing crank out brine is to put it in either a Mistcraft age that's always daylight, that's stable, or put it in the Promised Land, which is constantly daylight. I haven't been to either yet, so it's going to sit here for now. It's not bothering me any. I use it when I need it. Works just fine. So this thing uses a ton of water. I don't even have enough Aquarius accumulators hooked up to it yet. But as you can see, it's slowly making brine. And as you can see, you have to have 4 of these gigantic solar panels on there. If you come down here, the water's being pumped in, and it's coming out to a tesseract, back to my base, into my AE system. So that's the first thing you need. Now the second thing you need to do is you need to separate this and mix this with all different types of compounds and chemicals to actually make, in the end, sulfuric acid. That's what burns down your ores. So what I'll do here is I'll grab, I might still have some in the system, but we're going to grab 1 piece of copper. So this piece of copper is going to make me 5 ingots, and here's how. Since I haven't really done much work on my base, I'll explain this. So out of my ME system, I have the brine being pumped into an electrolytic separator. Now this separates liquids, pardon me, separates liquids or gases into different liquids and gases. So right now, I have brine being pumped in, and it's being turned into hydrogen and chlorine. And my kitty cat wants to say hi. For anybody out there that watches me, if you watch my video update, I have a kitty cat now. Her name is Amber. Say hi, Amber. Say hi. Say hi. She just wants to play on the desk. I rescued her from the, I wouldn't say Humane Society. She was abandoned out in the woods out in Catskill. So, she's my cat now. I love her to death. Awesome cat. Anyway, back to Minecraft. So the hydrogen and the chlorine get pumped into a chemical infuser. So it's now taking the hydrogen and the chlorine and mixing it together into hydrogen chloride. Now, you have to think of this system as in 3 parts. This is the first part. This is used in the end final product. Okay? So now the next thing you have to do is you have to have sulfur. There's 2 ways of getting sulfur. Either you can get it from Railcraft, you can get it from I think you can grind down netherrack or something, gives you sulfur. Pulverizing coal gives you sulfur. Or you can get it by using gunpowder, but then you have to use brine and gunpowder in I don't have it in this setup because I have a ton of sulfur. It's a machine, I forget the name of it off the top of my head, that makes sulfur, and then you can move on to this step. As you can see, I got an ME system over here. The sulfur comes into a chemical oxidizer, which makes sulfur dioxide. You guys might not be able to see that. There we go, sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide then comes over into, I have a electrolytic separator here, okay? Which, this is how I'm going to power my base eventually, is with hydrogen, and not oxygen. But the oxygen and the sulfur dioxide come in and mix together in another chemical infuser to make sulfur trioxide. Okay? The sulfur trioxide then comes out of that machine into another chemical infuser, which is next to a rotary condenserator. Now this is taking water and turning it into water vapor. The water vapor is then pumped into the chemical infuser on this side with the sulfur trioxide, which then makes sulfuric acid. Okay? That's what you need to actually melt down these ores. So now the next machine you need is a chemical dissolution chamber. So let's say I take my copper ore and I throw it in there. It's going to churn. It's all glowy and whatnot. And it's going to make about, I think it's 1,000 millibuckets of copper slurry. The copper slurry comes into the chemical washer and gets washed, which turns it into clean copper slurry. Gives a nice little thing over here as to what it's making. Nice little touch. The GUIs in this mod are actually pretty goddamn cool. So as you can see, I threw one ore in. It's done processing it over here. Still washing it over here, but it goes pretty quick. And you can put upgrades in all these machines and make them faster. I find that these are pretty quick as it is. I might actually make this system for each ore I'm gonna do, and just make an ME system for the liquids for this process, just so I can have a backup at all times, and there's no bottleneck. So as you can see, this is plugging away. It's got one more to make. Okay, so now we have our 5 copper crystals. Now, with the hydrogen chloride that we made over there from the brine, that gets put into a chemical injection chamber. And as you can see, I was already putting copper through here. I already did copper earlier because I needed some. So you put the copper crystals in here, which is cool. I don't have to wait. That gives you these copper shards. The copper shards then go into the purification chamber, and that's going to start working. And these machines are noisy as shit. The copper clumps go into the crusher. The crusher gives you dirty copper. The enrichment changer takes the dirty copper and gives you copper dust. Now, you can use the energized smeltery if you want, and I was told by Joel that you can actually use the factories to do that. I haven't messed with them yet, so I did it this way. This is what I found online. Because you can just take these and pop them right in any furnace you want, and it'll cook them right up, like regular. So that's how you get your 5 times ore. And that's pretty compact. That's pretty goddamn compact. The guy I saw online that made it, because I did not set this up myself. I always go online, check out wikis, shit like that. It spanned probably 30, 40 blocks, but it was like a tutorial video, so he probably did it on purpose. I could probably make this even more compact if I wanted to, but it's actually pretty cool. And it'll be interesting to see how it works and actually automate, because these last machines aren't automated. For some reason, I can't get the GUIs to work correctly with each other, because they're weird. I mean, they have auto eject, which I thought I turned all these on. It should automatically push them over, but it doesn't. And I've matched up the colors, and I might have to. This is getting moved anyway. This is not the permanent spot for it. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Packing up, doing some more work, getting resources so I can start working on the rest of the mansion and setting up a pretty cool power room. Well, guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Like, subscribe, and share my video with a friend. Helps my channel to grow. Leave some comments down below for me and what you'd like to see me play or what you'd like to see me build next in Minecraft. As always, I'm Dabbelord17, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Don't worry, dude. I'm coming. I'm coming. Ooh, look at the. Ooh. Oh man.